Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28 of the Nightmare Toys podcast. I am Christy, and I am here with
Dylan
and Brian.
And Philip has to be out in the front, so he's not joining us on this one. So, so we just had our CJ Graham signing. He is Jason from Part 6, in case you don't know. Everybody should know. That was a ton of fun. CJ was awesome. A lot of people showed up. It was a great time. Let's talk about that banana pudding, though, y'all.
So good.
Oh, man.
So good.
You missed the banana pudding.
Yeah,
Dylan,
Dylan didn't get to experience.
Yeah, he didn't get the banana pudding.
He did not.
Dang it. Thanks for saving me some banana pudding.
There was none.
It was all gone.
He sold all of it.
That's how good it was.
I got the last one. It was the one that was sitting on his table the whole time.
Did you smear any on one of the Girl Scout cookies, like I said?
No.
That was a missed opportunity. See, I would if I was there, I would have smeared some on the Girl Scout cookies.
Which the s'more.
Yeah,
the
the
s'mores.
s'more.
Oh.
And go double s'more.
You can just dip it in there in a little cup.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole bag
Dang.
back there.
Lost opportunity.
Yes, I didn't think about
I had
that.
the supplies.
But yeah, we're talking about Gray's Banana Pudding. They came and had a special s'mores banana pudding for the event. So that was tons of fun, and it was really good. I think everybody got some.
Yeah. Even CJ got some.
Yeah, CJ got some.
I remember when Tony Todd was here, there was they did a special honey flavor, and Grace was all upset because she didn't get any. But then everyone cleared out, and when we cleaned up, we found this little cup of it, and it was signed by Tony Todd.
I remember that.
So yeah,
that was a good find.
It's just there, on the ground, and she was like, "I'm taking this."
Pudding.
Yeah.
Did you keep Did you keep it?
I don't know. She ate it.
She probably threw it away.
I don't know. She probably kept it. It's probably somewhere. I don't know.
I have signed banana pudding by Tony Todd in my collection. I'd be the only one. That's funny.
Yeah, it was good.
But let's see who else. And then Jeremy, the balloon guy, was here doing his wonderful balloons. He's so good at that. He was doing a bunch of Jason balloons.
He made CJ a balloon.
And then he made CJ. Did we still have that out?
Yeah, CJ kind of looks like Popeye now.
Yeah, that was fun. The kids love that. Everybody loves the balloons and the pudding and CJ, and yeah, thank you for everybody coming out, and it was a great time. So we're going to take a break for a little while on having signings. I think we've decided that we're not going to have another one until September.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a long break. We got a lot of conventions coming up.
Yeah, our schedule's kind of busy with the conventions.
Focus on some other stuff for a little bit and all that. And we promise, though, we'll have a very, very good guest in September. Don't know yet. We have a few in mind, but it'll be a good one, though. So it'll be a good wait. I think we're going to do it September 10th, I think is what we decided. I think it's the second Saturday of the month. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because my birthday's that month, too. So.
What day?
The 20th.
September 20th.
Yeah, is my birthday, so.
1978.
Yeah, we'd have to go there, but yeah.
Well, I just remember because it was when Halloween was released.
Yes.
Because we keep talking about that every year. You share a birthday with Halloween, which
I do.
I don't think many people can say.
No, just everybody in 1978.
But I mean, realistically.
Okay, so that's a good question for both y'all. What movie came out when y'all were born? Do y'all know? Any horror movie or anything that came out when you were born?
Leprechaun, which was pretty funny.
Okay.
Because that was when we went to watch it for, what was it, last week's episode. I was like, 93. That's when I was born. But the one that I always think of is Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Came out in 93.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to think. 85. So
There's
a lot of cool stuff in 85.
I was there was a lot.
85's a good year for movies.
That's a good year for all movies.
Yeah, I know.
Breakfast Club.
At the time, Back to the Future was the box office champion. So.
And it's obviously famous from 1985.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So. But then what? Elm Street? Or is Elm Street 84?
84. Yeah, no. Nightmare on Elm Street's 84. And then I think part 2 was 86, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
But there was a lot. There was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot for 85. We'd be here all day. All right, so our next topic is Halloween 3. That's the movie that we wanted to discuss this week. We're all excited, I know. Just gives us another reason to watch the movie. And might I add, I'm not sure if everybody can see, but we all wore Halloween 3 shirts, and we all wore different Halloween 3 shirts. Aren't we? Mm-hmm. Aren't we cute? Mm-hmm. Mine's from Local Boogeyman.
I don't know. One of them.
Cavity?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I'm not
No,
sure.
it's not Cavity.
No, it's not
I think
Cavity.
it's Gutter Garbs.
Gutter
Gutter
Garbs, I
Garbs?
think, is what
Yeah,
yours
because
is.
I know that it's not Fright Rags or Cavity,
No,
and it's not Terror Threads. It must be Gutter Garbs.
I think this one is Fright Rags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
that
the
could be a
design,
Fright
I'm pretty
Rags.
sure it's
I
Fright
think
Rags.
that's, yeah.
I have more H3 shirts than anything else, like, by far. Like,
You know,
I
as
have
I think
so many of them.
I know I don't have as many as you do, but I think Halloween 3 is, I think, the film that I have the most of in my collection.
Because, like, I used to get every single Halloween 3 anything. Like, I was a completist. It was easy to be a completist with H3 because there was barely anything for it and no one wanted it. And so it's like every T-shirt that came out, I had. And then now, you know, all the companies put them out, so I have to be more selective. But, like, I need to organize them all and get them all together and, like, see how many I have. But there's a lot.
That'd be a fun post.
Yeah, just every H3 shirt. There's a lot.
Well, you just got the Silver Shamrock one
Uh-huh.
from Fright Rags. So.
Yeah, I get the silver. That one's really cool. I reordered this one because this is my favorite one, and so
Yeah,
I
I
really
like that
should know
print.
who made it. I'm pretty sure it's Gutter Garbs. This is my favorite one because it's nice and simple. It's just Halloween 3 and then the 3 masks. You know, like a lot of these, you know, well, all the t-shirt companies, like they do really busy designs, and sometimes it's really cool, and sometimes I don't like it so much. I kind of like simple stuff. Like that's why I like Local Boogeyman.
Yeah.
They're nice and simple. But this one was nice and simple, and it's comfy. But I reordered it because I know that this one's just gonna get worn out. And then I got that glow in the dark one I was wearing last time.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
the glow in
that's
the
the
dark.
new one from
Fright Rags.
Fright Rags.
Yes.
Is it? No, it wasn't Fright
No,
Rags.
Fright?
No.
It's
It's
Fright Rags is who did the Silver Shamrock. Because I know because I had
That's
to order
right.
one
I
from every
think the glow in the
company.
dark was Gutter Garbs.
So many shirts, so many people.
No,
I
it was
can't
Cavity
remember
Colors.
Was
where
it
we
Cavity?
came From.
Yeah, it had to be Cavity
Colors
Colors
just did the glow in
because
the
I
dark.
yeah
That's right.
this one
Everyone
I got.
has like a glow in the dark one now.
Yeah. They're doing all glow in the dark. Everybody's doing glow
They
in the dark
glow
stuff.
in the dark.
That was good.
Thanks. My Tommy Lee Wallace impression.
So, Brian, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Halloween 30? Like I don't already know.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I could see to where people are still angry that it doesn't have Michael Myers, even though it technically
Technically, it does.
Dumb people.
In the
It
TV.
does. And at the same point, I tell them like, just watch it for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, and this is kind of what bothers me now. Like, everyone is still, oh no, it doesn't have Michael Myers, so I don't want to watch it. Like, no, stop being a douchebag and watch the movie.
Yeah. You know who it does have? Like every person who worked on the original movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like it's the
Even-
same family.
Yeah, it's the same.
Even
yeah.
Jamie
Yeah.
Lee helped with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, like and like Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, he's probably I would say like the third closest like creative partner for the first movie. Like you would have obviously John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, and then there's Dean Cundy who also again worked on H3. But like I feel like with Tommy Lee Wallace, all the work that he did on H1, like editing it and obviously making the mask, and he performed as Michael Myers. It was a really small crew that did that first one,
Yeah.
and everyone who worked on that one is back for the third one, and even more so than 2. And 2 is kind of like they're just kind of making it to make it, and there was like no love and passion in it for me. But then the third one, it's like the same crew from the first one.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's like
Well,
that's
no,
who is in it.
it's
Everyone.
true. It's everyone. And even like growing up, it really disappointed me that they never showed this movie on TV.
They
Like
never
when they did the movie marathons, it was always Halloween 1 and 2, and then 4 and 5.
For me, I remember seeing part 4 a lot on TV.
Yeah, 4 and 5 was always on
lot.
AMC, which it still is, and it's actually kind of annoying now. But
It was always H2O for me. It was like
H2O.
always on TV in the 90s.
but yeah, it's like the only way you can really see this is either you go out and rent it, or somehow they showed it on like a cable network. Which even then, that was really rare.
Really rare. Yeah.
So I know for me, like I had to go out and rent it. And as a kid, I'm like, I don't care that, you know, it doesn't have Michael Myers. I'm in for the story, and just seeing like everything happen as a kid, like your mind just kind of like melts.
Yeah.
How everything happens. And I think growing up with it now, like you appreciate it more.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of sad that they never went the anthology route, because I think how many stories we missed out on that we could have had, but we don't, because the Michael Myers fans hijacked everything.
Is that why they did part 2 then? Like they did Halloween and then they did
And then
H3
then they went back to 4
went,
because everyone complained it didn't have
yeah,
Myers.
so then they did part 2.
Yeah. And like one thing I'll say about it, that like one thing that annoys me that so many people say, even like big fans of the movie, is like it's a good movie, but it shouldn't have been called Halloween 3. It should have just been called The Season of the Witch. And
Yeah,
like
that irritates
I don't
me
agree
too.
with that at all. It is Halloween 3. It's the third movie in that franchise of that team, that crew, that family making those movies. And like looking back on it now, you can, with that perspective, you can think that like, yeah, because you have like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they're all Michael Myers, and then H3 is this weird black sheep of the family that's like, it shouldn't be called Halloween 3. And it's like, but that's because they went back to 4 and 5 and all that. Like it seems like that now. But if part 4 was like Voodoo Child or whatever, it's a movie you have no idea about,
right.
And then the next one was just, again, another Halloween theme in a different movie, then it wouldn't feel like that. Then it would be like, okay, like 1 and 2, that was the Myers story, and then now we have like the Season of the Witch story, which like it gets talked about a lot, that there could have been sequels to H3. Like if the idea, like then you could kind of span off. And so like every Halloween, like they wanted to make a movie every year, like a Halloween themed movie every year that then could potentially like spawn off and branch out to their own franchises and sequels and all that. I really want like a H40, but H3 40 years later movie.
There you go.
I would make that movie right now. like a sequel to H3 starring Tom Atkins today would be so freaking cool.
I agree, because it'd be cool to see like somehow Cochran comes back, but in like a different form.
I love that character too.
Yeah, it's
I love his
And I mean, how
character.
can you not love Tom Atkins?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be so cool. But like 40 years later, like after like we assume that all the kids' heads got melted and turned to snakes, bunch of parents, and just like this like run down like post-apocalyptic like snake infested 40-year later world, like the president died because he was watching this with his kids, just that'd be so cool, man. Like Escape from New York meets Halloween 3, again with Tom Atkins.
Well, what about the theory that a lot of people have, the theory that the Myers mask now
was made by Silver Shamrock.
Was made by Silver Shamrock.
What about that theory? And it had
ended
up
sure
going off with that and not doing part 2, and then going off with that to tie Michael more into the Halloween 3.
I would buy that more than the Thorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
agree.
so I'd be into it as a new, because H40 is like this alternate universe, like direct sequel to part 1, and now in 40 and in Kills, these masks exist. I'd be down for like an alternate universe where that's cool. But one of the things that's so cool about H3 is how like H1, like the Myers franchise exists as a movie in that universe, so it's not like, so them all of a sudden being combined, that kind of messes up the continuity of H3. But again, because this new Myers thing is ignoring all sequels, then it'd be fun just to get the masks and the vibe and Silver Shamrock in. I would definitely be down with that.
Would be interesting.
But I just love how in the universe of H3, like the movie's on and you see it, and like it's a whole new score. Like let's talk about that for a second too. Like it's one of my favorite scores of all time.
Yeah, Carpenter did a really good job with the score.
Yeah, and
I
like
love him.
and Alan Howard. I don't know exactly how it worked, but I know that it was kind of like Howarth would like build a palette of like paints for Carpenter to kind of pull from, and then he would edit it, and then like there's a lot more sequencing and stuff in H3 than in it's not all like he's not playing like not playing everything individual note. There's like sequencing and stuff, and so them working together I think made some of the best scores ever.
I would like to see them work together again. Although I think they just worked together on Studio 666.
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah, because I know because Carpenter's been working with his son Cody on the newer movies.
Yeah.
So, but I
Playing the
think
guitar and stuff.
there was a third person with them on Studio 666, and I don't remember who it was, but I think I remember the first name being Alan.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Where was I heading with the music though?
You just started. You wanted to start talking about the music.
The mixing,
The what?
the mixing, like how them working together.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forget. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, but I don't know, there was some reason I was talking about the music, but
Because it's awesome music.
It
It's
is awesome
it's a
music.
different tone from the Halloween.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
now I remember because so you get that original score a couple times in H3 because it's playing on the TV.
Right.
So like when you're in the bar, you hear the H1 music in the background, and then again Tommy Lee Wallace doing like the Immortal Classic.
Yep.
And then later, like when the music comes on in like the background, and it's one of the coolest like TV in a movie like moments, you know, where it moves over and then you're like watching H1 with that music, and you know like when that movie ends that the giveaway is going to happen. So
Right.
it's like people like to say like it's not part of the Halloween franchise, like
But it
it
is.
totally is.
Yeah.
Like it exists in it 100%. You know something else that's funny, like, and I've noticed before that they titled this like off-screen character, like they named him after Nick Castle, but there's a line in it too where he like comes in and she's like sorry like Dr. Castle went home for the night, or Dr. Castle has the night off.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's like a cute little like Myers isn't in this one, he's taking the night off.
I
you
didn't
know?
even think of it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
So there's all these kind of cool things, and then even like the very beginning with the commercial, like they tell you immediately what this is, you know, like so it starts off with like the opening credit sequence. All the Halloween movies have like, you know, like a pumpkin with the opening credit sequence, or most of them anyways, but it's like this TV one, it's all sci-fi, and it's like we're making this new thing. It's still a Halloween franchise. We're starting with the pumpkin, but it tells you immediately what it is. But then whenever it gets to the commercial, they're like, get ready for Halloween 3. That's right. The big Halloween 3 masks or whatever. Like we're playing with it, you know? It's like this is the third one. And so, I mean, there's just so many reasons why it annoys me when people say it shouldn't have been called Halloween 3.
Yeah. It annoys me too. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, because
I mean, it just is.
it is Halloween 3. Like, and I like Halloween 4. I don't need it though. Like personally, like I would much rather there be just a big whole bunch of movies made by that same crew with that same amount of passion that they did H3, and do a bunch of different, you know, movies. Like we're missing out on all those, and it's a bummer. But it is kind of cool because it makes H3 even more special because it's just the one, you know.
Right.
And so it's kind of locked in amber as being like perfect. So I'm happy about that too, but it's just, like you were saying earlier, it's like, what are we missing? Like, how many movies that are amazing, as good as H3 are we never going to see?
Yeah.
And it's a perfect movie to watch on Halloween too. It just is.
I mean, it's a perfect movie to watch any day.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
I know that. And I knew one of y'all were going to say that. I get that. I know that. But I'm talking about on Halloween day for Halloween.
Oh yeah, because
No,
you
I
don't have
totally
to.
agree.
You don't have.
Movie,
Yeah, you don't have
this
to
is
watch the
perfect
other
movie.
ones.
But also, and maybe it's kind of what you're saying is like, it has the vibe of Halloween more than any of the other movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It does.
Hello. Out of the entire franchise, this one feels the most like Halloween.
Yes,
Like
I agree.
even later on when they got a bigger budget and there was a lot of like trick or treaters and it felt like fall and all that. Like I think 6 has a really cool intro and it's very Halloweeny. This one is still the vibe and the true spirit of Halloween more than any of the other ones. And they brought the whole Irish thing. And like my favorite line in the movie is like, Irish Halloween masks in California, you never know. Like that's just my favorite thing ever because it's so wacky. But also it's like, Halloween is like an Irish holiday, like it's supposed to be Irish, and so people will say that it's a St. Patrick's Day movie, and it's like it has a shamrock and it's Irish, so sure, let's watch it on St. Patrick's and wear the shirts on that too, because I want it to spread out for 365 days a year, so I'll buy into it. But it's a Halloween movie, like 100%.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
definitely. It throws
best
up
one.
Halloween. I mean, everything and anything to do with Halloween.
Yeah, bugs and snakes.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
great.
It's perfect. And I mean, I borrowed Brian's new 4K of the movie because I have like 3 or 4 or more copies of this movie, and I didn't want to buy the 4K version. but I had to borrow the Blu-ray from him because it has a new special feature where Justin talks about the 3 masks. And I had known that he was going to do that for like a long time, so I've been wanting to see it for like a long time, and I just couldn't, so I borrowed it. And he pointed out something really cool about the skull mask is it's hard for me to imagine because being born in 93 and all that, it's like this kind of was introduced to me as an the H3 skull was how I thought of it first, and then I learned all the history and everything. But if you were there when the movie came out, the mask has been around since like 67. So you already associated that skull mask with Halloween for like since before a lot of people who were seeing it were even born. It's always kind of every Halloween you see it in catalogs or you see people wearing it. So it's like it's already associated as this like Halloween mask. And then the Hagatha was just barely made like a year before they made the movie. Like the original run of Hagatha is super rare because it was one colorway, and then when they switched it for Halloween 3, then they just made Halloween 3 witches.
Yeah, what is it, like blue or purple or something?
They did a few different colorways. The original was like an olive, like a really witch olive green color with a black hood.
Well, maybe that's what.
And then, but they also did like a skin tone one. They did a vinyl version that was like a weird skin tone. That's like so cool and super rare. And then they did the day glow green. And then there's all this controversy on the different colors of the hoods. Like Trick or Treat did the green hood, and I think it does look green in a lot of scenes in the movie. Like when you're in Don Post Studios, because that's another cool thing about them. Like mask nerds just love this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
You literally go inside Don Post Studios. Like all the interiors of Silver Shamrock is Don Post, and they're pulling all these masks and everything. But the scene where they go and all the masks are all painted, and there's a lot of bright fluorescent light on top, they look really green. And then there's a few daytime shots where they look green too. But then there's also some shots where it looks blue, and then I definitely think generally it does look black, but it's just the lighting.
Yeah.
And so
just like with Michael Myers coveralls.
yeah. There's lighting does everything, right? And like how you
blue,
paint the mask and all that. It's like it depends on the light. So but I think that green is really cool. Plus I just love this material.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they're perfect masks though. I mean, they look. I mean, there's no one can say these are not screen accurate.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, I would really like them to make the rotting pumpkin.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be
really
very cool. Yeah, at least the pumpkin. You don't even. I mean, it'd be cool if they did a line that was like all 3 of them and they were rotted and they had like snakes coming out of the eyes, like the way they do the alternate heads for the toys and all that. But if they at least just did the rotted pumpkin, like when he rots and then he like falls to the ground, like right before he falls and all the bugs and stuff start coming out, just that nasty one. That would be an awesome mask.
Yeah,
because it's like all distorted. And
that would be really cool.
Yeah, but and that's like the famous like scene, obvious like death scene, where the kid turns into bugs and then worms and then snakes, but this movie has the coolest like deaths of the whole franchise. So every single one is awesome.
The
and
gore is amazing.
I was like, we love when the reporters mess with the button.
Yeah.
And then the beam just shoots right at her.
That's my favorite. Yeah, but so something about all the deaths in this movie is they just kept like amping them up.
Yeah.
Like, but within the kill, it would change. It would like every single one would like trick you and make you think one thing was going to happen and then something else would happen and then it would get worse and then it would get worse, and they're all like that. Like, so you have where the where he kills the guy in the hospital bed. First he's like this. He's like, oh my god, he's gonna bash his head in, and then he does the fingers. It's like, oh, he's gonna pull his eyes out, and then he grabs his skull and just
then
breaks
he breaks the nose.
It breaks the nose.
It's so funny because I was going to mention that. That's one of the scenes that just gets me because you think he's gonna pull the eyes out and you're ready for it. The eyes are coming out, and then all of a sudden he breaks the nose. It's like, oh,
it just rips his skull. It's so cool. And Tom Birdman and his crew did the makeup effects, and so that's why it looks like so good. Their family's professionals for so long.
It
but
makes my nose hurt thinking about it right
now. I know,
now.
it's intense. But then you do so then the hotel scene, like that's my favorite one, where she's just kind of messing with it and it scares you because that sound comes and it hits her, and then you're like oh, like her hands are in the way of her face and she like pulls them down. Mm-hmm. You see her lips, everything's all super messed up, and then that one bug comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And just like crawls over her face, and then it goes into her hair. It just keeps getting worse, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. And then, but it's just this little hint of what happens later, where and again, it's like, oh, he's rotting. Oh, there's bugs. Oh, there's worms. oh, there's snakes.
Snakes.
That's a rattlesnake. Like, and then it
I was
goes.
like, the rattlesnake gets the dad.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh man, it's just so good. Like,
Those are the moments that that freak me out too in the movie. What you're saying, so that's funny. The nose and then the bug coming out of her mouth. And then once all the snakes and everything comes out, and the snakes everywhere. Yeah. Mm-mm.
And then when she's an android later, and she just keeps attacking him over and over again, and then just the arm gets him, and then he gets out, and then her body gets him again. It just never ends.
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
They just had so much fun with it. They did such a good job. I don't know. It's a perfect movie.
I think
it
so.
really is.
When I was a kid, I watched it the one time. They didn't have it at the video store. You couldn't get it on TV, but I remember it finally coming on HBO, and I was like, "Oh, yay, Halloween movie, yay, Halloween 3." And I didn't like it. I admit I didn't. I was like, "What in the heck was this?" Just like everybody else was. And then I never seen it again because it never came back on HBO. It never was on TV. And then when I became an adult was when I watched it again, and I absolutely loved it. I think some people just need to give it a second try. Yeah. Like I did. There's tons of movies that I like now that I didn't before, and now I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think when they released it with the Halloween 2, when they did that DVD set, I think that's kind of like when it started picking up steam again.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense because that's the thing is it just had really crappy, like, home media coverage or whatever. I don't know, there's a word for it, but like just where you can rent it and you can buy it and you can see it on TV. Just like the distribution after the fact was really poor, and so no one got to see it afterwards. It actually didn't do that horrible in the theaters. Like that's the thing too, is it wasn't a complete flop.
Right.
Like it made money. It made like $20 or $30 million, like which isn't like a the difference of how much 78 cost and how much money that movie made. Like it's not that big of a cash cow, and that's why they went to the Myers and all that. But it still made like a lot of money. Like a movie like that, like it had a good budget, but I think it cost like $2.5 million. It was low budget, but it was good, so they could do what they needed to, and then it made like 20 or 30 million dollars. But then after the fact, there was just no distribution. It was never on TV. They didn't you couldn't find it really in the rental shops and all that. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, but I just just looking at it, and they just released everything, so it makes sense that when they finally put out like a DVD and like, okay, I want Halloween 2. Oh, it comes with 3. It's like, well, I guess maybe I may as well put it in, and watch it.
Because like I remember it was the old MCA VHS, to where it's the classic artwork of the kids and at night walking down, and then it has the witch's head, on the cover. Like I remember finding that at Blockbuster growing up, but then like now, like looking online and everything, like I have the Betamax for it. I'm never going to be able to watch it on Betamax, but I have it as my collection. And you see, it was on Laserdisc too. I'm like, so if it was out there,
But they made just really small amounts of them, like because those are the rare, like those are like H3 is way harder to find on VHS than H1 because they made a shitload of them,
right.
So they made a whole bunch of stuff. So H3 is worth a lot more money because it's just so rare. So it's like they made them, but they just didn't make enough of them. They didn't promote it well, but and then I think like the fans were upset because like Michael Myers as a character wasn't in it, but. I think that if they had just done a better job promoting it for what it was and getting the idea across, then people would have accepted it, because again, it still made money. It's just afterwards, no one talked about it for 30 years.
And
but in
theaters,
which say probably at that time, everyone's expecting Michael to show up somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't understand people getting mad about it because even if you watch the trailers, like it doesn't say this is the new Michael Myers
I
movie.
think people just want to hate
And
on
then-
it just because
yeah.
they think it's a cool thing to do or something.
And then, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, and like you watch it, and like I said, it tells you immediately what they're doing. Like I
know.
Like people say, like, yeah, I sat through the whole movie, and I'm like, when's Michael Myers gonna show up? And I'm like, you're an idiot. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like if you watch that movie, you should know within 10, 15 minutes
that it's
that Michael
not.
Myers is never gonna show up. He's not a character in this movie. Like they tell you really quick that this is a different thing.
Right.
And also, like if you see the trailers, like. Because that's another thing too. Is for a long time I was like, yeah, they just did a bad job marketing it. They marketed it as the third film in this franchise, and like that's why it wasn't successful. But then you go back and you watch the trailers, and it's like, no, people just didn't get it.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
didn't want to
Yeah, they
like
just
it.
want to, yeah.
Like because they were pretty clear on what they were doing. Like so, I blame the fans, not the.
Yeah.
Well, definitely not the filmmakers. I can blame the production company a little bit again for not giving it proper distribution after it was in theaters, but whatever. Now it's special and we have it.
Yeah.
And we all love it.
Yeah.
Well, there's still people that hate it, but
Well, we love it.
yeah,
we all
we
love it. Here at
love
Nightmare
it.
Toys,
we all love it. Actually, I think it's in the guidelines that if you don't love this movie, you can't work here.
Oh yeah.
Almost. But we have these wonderful masks from Trick or Treat Studios in stock, though. I think they're all in stock. All the glow in the dark and the regular, aren't they? Or not?
We're sold
Out of the
out
regular
of the regular skull.
The regular
Yeah,
stuff.
everything
And
but the regular
then
skull.
I think we're about to be out of the regular witch.
Okay. But
But
we have
yeah.
all the glow in the dark. And
Yeah, we have all the
pumpkin
glow.
and stuff.
We were out of the glow pumpkin for like a long time. That one sold like really fast, but then we just got some more, so we have those. But I just did a Mask Monday video where I repaint one of the original skulls to look like one of the old brown skulls from Dawn
Oh,
Post
okay.
before
cool.
H3 happened. So we need to get some more of those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which mask is y'all's favorite? I always like to ask everybody that.
I like this skull. Like the skull has always been my favorite.
I always go back and forth between the skull and the witch, but the Dawn Post skull is just one of my favorite things. But I don't know the Hagatha. I'm literally right now going back and forth.
It's hard for you because you're a mask guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll say Hagatha
Yeah.
because you said skull.
well, I mean, I know all of us own all three,
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
so
I don't know how
Multiple.
you could just own one.
well, you got those
I don't
weirdos.
know.
You got those weirdos
Well, for
out there.
me, it's the witch. I love the witch. I love the colors, and it's just a cool mask. It's a cool witch mask. So I've always liked that one the best. And then pumpkin, just because I've always liked pumpkin stuff.
Yeah, and the pumpkin's cool because it's the only one that was made specifically for the movie.
Yeah.
Like these were all different colorways because these used to look brown, and then they did the white on black for the movie, and then those were olive, and then this was brand new. That's why.
And it's pretty much just a simple pumpkin mask.
Where is it? There it is.
Yeah.
The silver shamrock, right there. Which they could have put on all of them, but they just decided to just do the chips, and so they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, whatever."
Well, tell us in the comments which mask is your favorite. We would like to know. Well, all right. Well, moving on. Let's talk about some new products we got in yesterday. I know Dylan's excited to talk about Blake.
I am so
The
excited
Fog,
about Captain
Captain
Blake. And it
Blake.
connects to H3 because it's Carpenter and Tom
There you go.
Atkins.
See?
So it works.
Always connecting the
Are the lights on?
Not yet. I'll turn him on. But yeah, so this figure I've wanted for like a really long time. They were out of stock for like, I don't know, 2 years.
a while.
Yeah.
A really long time, but they weren't out of production, so I didn't want to spend like Evil Bay money on it, so I just waited. And I'm so happy. And I didn't know that the eyes light up. So like when we got them, and I'm like looking at them, and I'm like picking which one I want. I'm like, oh, these eyes are so cool. They're like red, translucent, like orbs, So like they shine in the light and all that. I'm like, that's so awesome. And then like I get home and I take it out of the packaging.
Can you get it turned on? I know you
Yeah, I
said
gotta
the
get my
switch was kind
fingernail
of
in there.
Short.
There
There you
we
go.
go.
Aw.
I don't know if you can see it
That's
on. Oh yeah, you
cool.
can totally see it. His eyes light up so red, like they're just, like red LEDs, and they just flip on and off. And like it's really cool because most NECA toys, like none of them are interactive. Like almost none of them are like interactive at all. But so I just wouldn't expect that. And it says on the box, like on the back, like
Yeah.
comes with glowing eyes and
Glowing
has a
eyes,
picture
yeah.
and all that. But I just didn't pay attention. I just got home and ripped it open, and I saw on the back, I was like, no way. And it has like the pull tab, and then there's like a little screw, so it's probably a watch battery you can just replace as it dies. But Another thing I was talking about earlier is it's cool because like the only other toy I have that lights up is the Christine car.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now I want all my Carpenter figures to light up. I expect it.
Yeah, because we were saying the only thing we can remember lighting up in the way of NECA was like the accessories for like the pumpkins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, doesn't the
Oh, I'm sure some of them.
doesn't the Halloween 3 does the TV do something? Does
It's
something
lenticular.
Do
It's
something?
lenticular.
Oh, that's what it is.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew it did something.
Mhm.
Okay.
But,
Which is cool.
And then, but it's like the pumpkin for Sam that lit up,
Mhm.
and then the pumpkins for the Halloween 2018, and actually I think all the pumpkins now for the Halloween figures light up.
Mm, yeah, they light up. You know,
It's a cool feature.
I'm not done talking about Halloween 3.
Okay.
No,
He's not done.
we can move on. We could really sit here for 3 times the duration of Halloween 3 and talk about it.
So funny.
But we won't go, I guess, too much. But there's just a really good character. There's a lot to say about that movie.
Okay.
But I'll keep it in toys because Trick or Treat is going to be putting out the toys soon,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm really excited about.
Toonie Terrors.
The
well,
Toonie Terrors are
That's
coming
not, yeah.
out.
Trick or
Or
Treat's putting
Trick or
out
Treat.
something.
They're
And
NEC is putting out the
putting
Toonie
out-
Terrors.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Toonie Terrors, which those look really cool too.
Yes.
They'll go with the Captain Blake Toonie Terror,
Yeah.
but the Trick or Treat ones, they're 1/6 scale clothed figures, so they're to scale with like the other Myers figures, and I think they're gonna come with alternate heads, maybe a TV. But I was thinking last night about it'd be really cool if they do an accessory pack for H3 because they did the accessory pack for H1, so maybe
Right.
they'll do more of that because I've talked about it on the podcast before about how with H3 they're always represented as those 3 trick-or-treaters with the full skeleton outfit and like just like the black costume like with the witch hat with the pumpkin like they're only how they look, those 3 trick-or-treaters at the very end of the movie that you see for like 2 seconds, and that's how all their outfits always are. But one of the really cool things about the movie is how all the kids have the same masks, but they like
They're
customize
different
them. Like there's
outfits.
like a ballerina on a skateboard.
Right.
Like so I want a ballerina outfit with a skateboard.
So
I
you want different
like,
outfits.
Yeah, I want the pirate hat in the one shot. Like so if they did different outfits that you could customize your kids to, you know, have the masks but do the different thing, like
That'd be
that
fun.
would be really cool. So and
Now
I don't
we're
know
all playing dress up with
Yeah.
our dolls.
yeah, yeah, dude. I don't remember if when I saw them at Halloween Expo if they had a TV or not. Do you remember?
I can't remember either.
So I'm not sure, but it would only make sense that they would do a TV, and I know they're going to do alternate heads, but maybe
Let's see if I can find my
maybe
pictures.
like if they don't sell a TV with the initial 3-pack, I can only assume that they are going to do an accessory pack, and so
Right.
then I'm trying to put it out in the ether, and anyone listening to this to throw it up there that we need a bunch of different outfits
I agree.
Yes.
I think the accessory
And
pack
snakes.
would be cool. And snakes.
and bugs.
Different
you know?
heads,
make
different
a
stuff.
make a scene.
I was trying to find my pictures from the Halloween show.
Yeah, I
don't
can't
know where
remember.
they're at right now.
I know they had the alternate heads, which were cool, but yeah, I'm really excited for those. But
So am
yeah,
I.
we kind of talked about like Connell Cochran for a second.
Oh, yeah,
but
we-
he is
so-
one of the best villains of all
Best
time.
Well, we need that.
We were
Yeah.
saying like because we want NECA to do
Dr. Chalice
Chalice figure, but I said
and a Connell Cochran.
I'm like it would be cool if they did a 2-pack with Cochran with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Noel's like, yeah, but I mean, now we need an accessory pack for Chalice because we need the beer and then a 6-pack of beer with one of them missing.
Yeah.
And then Scotch
And
glass.
the chair, the rope, and
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
skull mask
And the
on.
skull mask.
Exactly. Yeah, like so. Yeah, like I want like a beer on its own, 6-pack with one missing, so we can hold a thing and like a beer and a 6-pack. And you have his doctor jacket. You got the members only jacket. You got
the whiskey glass.
Yeah,
from
the
the
whiskey
bar.
glass, the bottle with in the paper bag, and then like, but yeah, like I want him in that chair that you can strap him
Yeah.
in, and then you can alternate the head with the skull, but then also you can already use the
You're
skull
getting
sculpt.
expensive, Dylan.
I don't care. I'll buy everything. Because what they did for H Kills, Halloween Kills,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The mask that's all scrunched up, you can have him have that too. Like he's about to throw it. The coolest moment of any movie. He
just magically
lobs
lands in
It's
one
like so
Very cool.
scrunched up, and he's tied up down here, and it just is this perfect shot. That is so
That'd be
awesome. Yeah, but and then like I don't know. I just feel like we didn't talk about enough at this movie, man. You got Like the androids
You
are
can
so
talk
cool.
more.
You got Dick Warlock as like the main android.
Who I'm so excited to meet at Texas Frightmare.
Oh yeah, I didn't know he was gonna be there.
Yeah.
You gonna bring something from H3 to you?
I have my Halloween 3 poster that Atkins signed. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
have him sign
rad.
that.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yay! I can't wait.
Another thing too, like about the whole android thing, is a lot of people think that she's an android the whole movie, and there's no way.
No, she
It's
wasn't.
really obvious that she gets turned into an android when
Yeah.
she gets like kidnapped.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's even up for debate.
I don't know.
Well, we need like an android figure too.
Yeah.
Or that
Well,
could
yeah,
be
Dick
accessories.
Warlock.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
No,
there's a
need
couple
her.
different ones.
Yeah,
though.
we need
be
her to have a figure to where her arm is missing and you could just spin the arm.
Yeah, take the arm off and it's all like, yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, I would love a set of. I just don't
That'd
think
be
it'll
cool.
happen.
Well, yeah.
Like I can only pray for like a Dick Warlock because I know that people then Nick will be like, oh, that'll sell and people will buy it.
Right.
But like, yeah, I want a 5-pack of all the androids.
That'd be cool.
The cool thing about those guys too is like no one knows who those guys are.
No.
Right.
And they
Like-
just keep coming back.
I've heard people
Yeah.
say that they think they're coming up with the idea that they're part of the Thorn people.
Well,
I've
I
heard
just mean
people
those
say that.
actors.
Oh, well, I'm talking. Well, I'm talking about the bots though.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think
I think Silver Shamrock just makes them. Like
Yeah,
like they
it's-
like just because they have that automaton like from like 1730 or whatever like the that's another really scary part about the movie when it has like the old lady like doing like the cross stitching
yeah,
or whatever and
yeah.
she's like rocking
Yeah.
and she looks super realistic and then her head falls
Off. Yeah.
But yeah, it was like so I and like that was like made in Munich 1730 whatever like it's like really really old. So I think that's just kind of they're just like modernized like automatons like in the computer age or whatever. Like
Right.
I think like Deborah Hill said it's supposed to be like witchcraft meets the computer age or whatever. And so I think that they just made those androids kind of based off body snatchers and all that, right? But
that.
so I don't know about Thorn Trilogy or anything. But I just
I've heard people say that. I mean, I don't think it, but people
Yeah.
think that they're connected or something. I don't know.
But
Or
those
they-
actors that played everyone except for Dick Warlock, they were just extras
Yeah.
because they didn't have any speaking roles. So like no one knows who those guys are.
It's true.
Like they need to do conventions. Like, hey, you were in a movie. Like people will pay you
and
for
then
your
dressed in the
autograph.
suits and stuff too.
Yeah, wherever you are, you're definitely not listening to this, or else you would already know about horror conventions. But you need
Has
to do horror
anybody ever
conventions.
cosplayed the bots? I don't think I've ever seen
Not that
anybody
I've seen.
cosplay that.
No,
But a
that'd be
lot more
cool,
people
though.
are cosplaying, Halloween 3 stuff though. The kids or whatever.
Mhm.
The TV. We've seen people be the TV, right?
Yeah, or yeah, they had the TV.
They had the
playing the
TV.
Yeah,
commercial.
it's so fun.
It's really cool. When we were at Texas Frightmare last year, there was a girl who was like dressed in like full witch, but she had glued like cockroaches all over the mask. That
Yeah,
was
that
really
was
cool.
cool.
So yeah, it's getting a lot of love. But I don't know, it's just one of the best movies ever. Think about it's great.
It is great.
Like just like this like small town where everyone's like this little factory and like they've been there for like I guess like they got there in like the 1800s or something like that. Like that's the other thing too is I don't think people at least I think Dan O'Hurley's character Connell Cochran is supposed to be like 6,000 something years old, I think, because
I
he's
don't
like
know.
Yeah,
'cause
'cause
I'm-
Is he?
at the end when he says like and maybe he's just talking about his people or whatever, but it kind of seems he's like we were in our shacks made of mud and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
like-
we were doing like campfires. Like I feel like he's supposed to be this ancient just embodiment of evil, right?
Yeah, he's the warlock.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I thought that was really cool. Like he's just like so he's just been
Well,
around.
we need
doing
another
all this
movie
stuff.
explaining all that.
Yeah.
Balls in
That'd
your
be cool.
court. Akkad, I know you're not listening.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really cool. And you know what's really funny about it? I mean, there's a lot of things that are like that doesn't make any sense about the movie, and I love that too. I love the cheesiness and silliness, but I love how on Halloween when they're about to like kill all the kids, they're still like chipping bits off of Stonehenge and making masks. Like why?
Yeah.
Why are you making more masks? It's Halloween night. You're about to do the big, like it's 30 minutes until the giveaway, and there's like dudes like chipping bits of Stonehenge to make chips, and it's like why are you doing that?
That's true. I didn't think about. Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot of funny stuff like that. But it's cool. Like so once he finds Ellie, after she's been in that room or whatever, like she never speaks. Did you ever notice that? Like that's another like if you if anyone thinks that like she was a robot before, she's like a human with like emotions and talks before.
Right.
After he links back up with her, she doesn't say a single word for the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
she's completely just like emotionless.
Right.
You know.
So that
But I don't know. Well, I guess we should move on just because I'll keep talking for like ever. But does anyone else have anything to say about Halloween 3 before next week when we talk about it?
It's a 10 out of 10.
It's a solid 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Dante was in here and you were saying like, haven't we already talked about Halloween 3 like the first episode or something like that? And he said you talk about it every episode. So I'm like,
sorry, everybody, I'm just shoving Halloween 3 down your throat. Watch it.
Yeah, it's best movie ever. It's my favorite horror movie.
But really, I mean, the fog figure fits in because it's another property of John Carpenter's that it should have a bigger following than what it does.
A lot of people don't talk about the fog.
You know, it's one of my favorite movies, and the first time I watched it, I was so utterly bored.
I was too. That's so weird.
Really
I think a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was late at night, and I was all and I wanted to like it. It wasn't like I was like, this movie's gonna suck. I was like, here's another John Carpenter movie that I haven't seen, and it's got Tom Atkins in it and Adrian Barbeau. Let's do it. It's awesome. And I watched it, and Hal Holbrook. And just the cast of that movie is just incredible. So I was so excited to watch it. I was so bored, and like it was hard to stay awake. And then like a year later, I just thought about it all the time, and I was like, why don't I like this movie? Like on paper, I should love this movie. Like you know, Deborah Hill's producing. Like everyone's involved. Like this is the team. You know, like I think even Tommy Lee Wallace worked on the fog.
He might have.
I think he did cinematography.
No, he didn't do the cinematography. I think that was probably Dean Cundy again. That's why it looks so amazing. Just we touched on Dean Cundy a little bit, but he did the cinematography for most of Carpenter's movies. But then he went on to do like huge big budget movies like Jurassic Park, and he did Halloween 3, and like that's why it looks so amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I think maybe he edited it. Tell me what, because he edited the first Halloween movie. Crew. He's an editor. Yeah, either way, it's the same people. But so I just really wanted to watch the movie. So it just was eating at me. So then one night I was like, I'm going home and I'm going to watch it. And I absolutely loved it. Yeah. It's amazing. And I'm like, I don't know what like I'd watch it right now. Like it's one of those movies that I could, and I've seen it like 10 times since that, time when I rewatched it and loved it. So if you watched The Fog and you didn't like it the first time, like please go watch it again.
Give it a rewatch.
I did the same thing. Yeah, I was bored the very first time, and then I was like, I should like this movie.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
and I watched it again, and I liked it.
The Fog is a slow burn.
Well, yeah, it is a slow burn.
Like a lot of it doesn't happen until like the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so I guess that's why most people don't like it. But I mean,
it's just really good characters. Like Adrian Barbeau's character is one of my favorite characters that she's ever played. And then Tom Atkins is also in it.
Everybody in it is
Jamie
amazing.
Lee Curtis is in it. Yeah.
And her mom.
Yeah. Janet Leigh's in it.
It's just like, it's such a good movie. Like I don't know what I didn't like about it. I think it was just too late at night or something.
Well, maybe, it could have been that, or like Brian said, it is a slow burn.
Yeah.
And it just might be something, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people had to watch it again to really enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy that this figures out, and then recently the Toonie Terrors came out, so it's getting some love.
Yeah.
But this action figure is one of my favorite figures that NECA's ever put out, like by far. Like they did a really good job on it.
They did.
I love the clothes are all super weathered, and the sculpt is awesome. The paint's awesome. The light up eyes just like is so cool. The gold on the sword is awesome. His boots, like it's just one of the best figure, like single person figures. Like I think the 3-pack of H3 is probably my favorite, but this is probably second place. It's so cool, and what's really awesome about it is it's Rob Bottin.
There you go.
Like Rob Bottin, who did the effects like famously for The Thing, he also did the effects for The Fog, and he played Captain Blake. And so it's like I have a Rob Bottin action figure now. That's super cool. So, I don't know, perfect.
And even if you're just a regular person doesn't know The Fog and you just seen this figure, it's just a cool figure anyway.
It's just a ghost pirate.
Yeah. It's just cool.
Yeah, like I want to
really
get
neat looking.
I have one now with my big Carpenter section, and I want to get a second one just to put with all my tiki mugs.
Yeah.
Just because it's like nautical and like ghost pirate and like Disney. Like I don't know, it's just a cool action figure.
I agree. And you can get one now at Nightmare Toys.
Yeah,
online and in the store.
Buy the Toonie Terror with the clothes figure.
Yep. Or you can get this other new product we got in. We got the Ghostface Hug Me Plush. what is it, 16-inch?
Something like that.
I think it is, yeah. You turn it on. Well, we've already turned it off. You turn it on, and he vibrates. So, yeah, he's fun. So we got that on our website and in store, too. How much is he?
40.
40? Okay.
And but yeah, he's brand new. The little
So
plushy
cute.
version of Ghostface, like I think we got 100 something of those or more. I don't remember how many we got, but we got a lot of them, and those sold out like really fast. And then the Hug Me version of Chucky sold
sold
really
out
fast too.
Yeah.
So
now we
these will
got
probably
Ghostface.
sell really fast. So if you want one, I would get one quickly.
Yeah, I would too. He's really cute. Love that. All right.
He
Well,
still looks like a Shy Guy to me.
like a what?
A Shy Guy from Mario?
Oh,
Like, if you look at him.
Mario. Let's talk about Super Mario Brothers movies sometime. I want to change some minds on that movie, dude, because that movie's rad and everyone hates it.
do you really like the Super Mario Bros.
Oh, I
movie?
love it.
Okay.
When was the last time you watched it?
Probably when it came out.
All right, I'm gonna make you watch it again.
Oh my god. Okay,
King
I like
Koopa.
Super Mario. I like Mario Brothers. I liked playing that game when I was younger, but that movie, kind of like the Double Dragon movie.
Just
Do you
watch.
remember that?
No,
Yeah. Because it
Yes,
was filmed
no?
in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
just watch Super Mario Brothers for what it is.
Okay.
Just watch it for what it is, because it doesn't try to be any more than what
Well,
it is.
I know that.
It's very
Yeah.
good at doing what it does, and it's a weird movie. There is no other movie in the world like Super Mario Brothers or Halloween 3. That's why they go together.
What about
Double
the
feature.
Cabbage Patch movie?
I
Or not
haven't
Cabbage,
seen
or
it.
Garbage Pail Kid movie. That's what I meant.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Is it good?
Okay.
Pale movie?
Huh.
It's like perfectly bad.
Well, I
Yeah,
know what I'm
it's
watching
so
tonight.
bad.
Super Mario Brothers is not bad. It's like Halloween 3. It gets a bad rap.
Well, then you have to watch the
We're gonna-
Garbage Pail Kid movie then after that.
We're going to change some minds on Super Mario Brothers today. At least one person who listens to this is going to watch Super Mario Brothers and like it this
Okay.
time. And
Watch Super Mario Brothers and then watch H3. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up and go to lunch. Yay. And we will talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
my
You're so funny.